Hey, and welcome back to the next episode of the Right Hand Drive Guys podcast, the podcast for guys who like right-hand drives. I'm Bobby. This is Aaron.
There you go.
And this is Ansley from the
Hello.
Other Guyzz. What's up, man?
What's up? How are you?
Pretty good, man. And if you hear a little noise in the background, that is because we are live from Import Alliance, the 20th anniversary. And, you know, I know, Aaron, you had heard of the Other Guyzz prior to this.
Yeah.
I had not. However, I have seen the type of cars that you guys bring in.
Yeah.
And I've always wondered, like, dang, how are they doing this? And why don't you just kind of give us a little rundown of what you do, what is the Other Guyzz, and, you know, if somebody wants to work with you, how they can do that.
So the Other Guyzz started off as just kind of like a whim. We didn't really know what we're doing. We heard about the Holdens after we bought our first Pontiac G8, and we heard about them, and we heard about this cookout in Indiana, and we were like, so how can we get these over here? And we had some connections. We've got turned down, till one guy decided to help us out, and we bought our first Ute from Australia. It took us about almost a year, 2 years to get it over here, very unconsciously and like confused, not knowing if we would get it at all.
Right.
But one day we got a call from a guy in Indianapolis saying, your Ute's here, shipping, taxes, it's here, figure it out yourself from here. And it was a 2016 Holden Ute from Australia. And after that, we just started bringing more and more, the rare Fords, Land Cruisers, Toyotas. We've brought about, I reckon, 70 of all these cars in.
Oh, wow.
That's
From
a lot.
Australia?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. That's pretty impressive. And you don't really hear that many people doing this type of thing with the Australian specific vehicles like the Utes, because like that's a very unique thing to Australia, I feel like.
Yeah.
And you just never see them. And yeah, I originally heard of you guys by scrolling on Facebook Marketplace, you know, typing in right-hand drive just to see what pops up. And it's these Utes, and I'm like, what the hell? This is a 2016. Like, how are they doing this?
Yeah, it's not really like, it's kind of not how I know how to do it. It's just, they get them here through a boat, and they don't tell us how they do it. The shippers, they won't say a word to us. They give us the car, and then they make us leave. But it's nothing against them, but it's just how they do it and to, like, get it away.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, like, a whim, because if they get caught or anything, it's gone.
It's over.
Yep.
And so, you know, you mentioned this to me last night, and it really kind of made sense. How have the tariffs affected your business?
So the tariffs recently, they've increased like pretty high, and that's one of the charges we get whenever we bring them in. So it's around 35%, and it's increased to where like it's 35% off the value of the vehicle. So the higher value, the more we have to pay from them, and it's got us good lately. So we've been thinking about stopping, but not really.
Yeah. It's like one of those things to see, is this still worth it? Is there still a demand?
Yes, for some cars. Since we've imported so many Holdens, we feel like we've had less of a demand when we've tried to sell them or just like get rid of them. But lately we've had a couple of Ford Falcons and Toyota Land Cruisers and Ford Falcon Utes and Ford Falcons. And those have been amazing sales currently because there's not a lot of them in the U.S.
Okay, yeah, they're unique.
That's pretty wild that there's also a tariff on something that's kind of an American company, right? Like the Ford, that's an American company, but we're importing one of their Australian products, so it still gets hit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And same with the Holdens, right? They're pretty big on like GM stuff,
yeah,
right?
they're
like
big,
they're LS.
90% GM Pontiac.
Yeah, which is wild. So that's interesting. That's an interesting fact. That they're still getting hit just because it comes from Australia.
Yeah. And so how much does a Ute cost? Like if you have one, I want to buy it, what's the price?
It's really just depending on the year, the base model, or like if it's a Ute, a wagon, like just what it is. I feel like a base model Ute LS3 we can sell for, like, the cheapest one we can sell is around 20,000.
It's really not bad. What year would that be ish?
That'd probably be around 2000 to 2010.
Okay.
Most likely.
That doesn't seem bad.
No, and most of the time we end up fixing them for the customer, even if we have to paint them or just body work or this to just help them out.
Okay. That's pretty cool. And so you drift these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you're out there drifting Utes, is
Yes.
it?
Yep.
And so had you drifted other vehicles before that?
No, sir. Since
That's cool.
I'm only 15, and I got into my first vehicle, which was a drift Ute that originated from a different owner named Josh Robinson, and I bought it off him, and it's making around 1,000 wheel for my very first drift car.
Holy cow.
Dang.
Whoa.
So you stepped into drifting with 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah, it's been a blast.
Wow. So
To say the least, I bet.
So being like a young guy, right? Like you're 15. I didn't realize that. That's cool that you're able to be involved with your dad in this business and
Yep.
also do this drifting at such a young age. What are some of the challenges you've had, kind of just stepping into a 1,000 horsepower drift car from the rip?
So I feel like it's not much of the car, it's more of the discrimination of drifting an Australian car in America. Bringing them here, we've had a lot of discrimination and just hate, but it's also me learning how to drive in just a right-hand drive car makes it so much more easier to where I've never drove a left-hand drive car in my life. And
That's crazy.
He's a real right-hand drive guy.
Yeah, he is.
Official.
yeah, so it's been like that for a while, and the power it makes it real easy to drive. But I'm thinking about buying a slower one to make a real like car that's not fast and me to learn better in.
Right, because maybe sometimes, and obviously, Aaron, you'd know better than I, maybe sometimes that power negates skill. Is that like a thing?
Yeah, I mean, it could. I mean, there's some things you can learn in a low power car that you'll never feel in a high power car.
Oh, yeah.
So there's definitely that. And also the cost to operate a lower horsepower car is obviously way less. You're not
Yeah.
going through all the tires. You don't have to run as big as a tire. Like
Oh, yeah.
all that, which I'm sure you know.
Yeah, the tires are expensive.
Yeah.
Replacing engine parts are through the roof. But
Yeah.
So, so you're drifting 1,000 horsepower Ute. That's dope. You must have a dream car, even at your age. Beyond Utes, and that stuff. What's like, if somebody said you can have any car you want right now, what is it?
besides like Holdens and Utes?
Yes, besides what you have.
That's a tough question, honestly. I feel like I would go with like an Audi RS7 or maybe like just a G8, like a G8 GT GXP.
Okay. So I would assume you grew up around that, like that Pontiac stuff and whatnot. Yeah.
Grew up around Pontiac. We've always had a G8 or a GTO laying around.
Yeah.
Just we would always have one since I was young, and that's just how we've had them.
So you were kind of inspired by that because that's what you saw growing up.
Yeah, that's just how I was and how my family's been an entire life. And then out of nowhere, someone says, "Hey, have you ever had a Holden or heard of it?" And that's when we got into them.
That's pretty cool, and it still kind of meshes because of the fact that Holden uses all those parts.
A lot of like newer Holdens, like the Utes and the wagons, they kind of resemble like a Chevy SS. It's pretty close, and then the older ones resemble a Pontiac G8, and then like some Holdens will have a GTO front end.
Oh, wow.
They're so super close on them, but it's all just GM, but in Australia.
So is there a lot of crossover parts?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like if you have a Ute, let's say I buy a Ute from you, and I need parts, can I actually find them?
Yes and no. It really just depends what you're looking for. We've had issues, like we've had one big issue is steering racks, because it's on the opposite side.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's tough because now you're what, having to buy one from Australia?
Having to buy one from Australia, waiting at most a year to get it.
Wow. That's quite a while. Like, you got an event next weekend, but you got to wait a year for a steering rack?
Yeah, it's not just waiting a year. There's other people out there that can make them for, like, for an example, something out of a Nissan Skyline that's right-hand drive would work, but it's not going to be the best for it. But it'll work.
It'll work.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, like, as far as like the body and stuff goes, that none of that was ever made in the U.S. As far as like some of the front ends or like obviously the panels for the Utes, like those aren't existing here. Right?
Yeah, no, it's really just like for the Utes, it's really just from the doors forward, and for the wagons, it's like all the doors will fit, but the front end will fit too, but nothing else is the same.
Dang, that's crazy. The way that manufacturers will kind of cherry pick these things to use, you know, and in the end user, if they're not from where it was designed to be sold, they get screwed, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, I had planned to be like, you know, what was your first car? Like I said, I didn't know that you were so young. It's actually really cool. You're definitely the youngest guy that we've had on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And so I had planned to be like, you know, what was your first car? You know, but your first car was like a Ute, right?
Yeah, it was.
You don't even have your license, do you?
I only have my permit.
Dang, dude. Good for you, man. The fact that you're out there sliding stuff sideways, doing your thing with a learner's permit.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, a lot of
awesome.
our listeners probably wish that they had that opportunity at your age, you know?
Oh, yeah. Like I said, it's another thing on discrimination because of my age.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people trust it. And
take you seriously,
yeah,
maybe?
they don't take me seriously. They'll be like, I'll tell them, I drift a Holden Ute, and they'll be like, no, you don't. Like, I'm like, and then I'll show them pictures, and they'll be like, oh, that's your dad. And then I'll come out to the track, and
like,
I'm out here driving.
yeah. And
well, actually, like nowadays in Formula Drift, there are younger people like Hiroya Minoya. Like, there are those younger people that are coming in. Is that anything that you're looking towards in your future? Is trying more competition drifting?
Oh yeah, for sure. I've watched deep into Pro Spec and Formula Drift all the time, and I see these younger kids go out there and do pretty good, and I'm like, I think I can do that, and I feel like that could be a future for me.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And so this isn't just the Ute that you're drifting isn't just any old Ute. Like, this thing is like done. Like, it looks like a drift car. Would be
it is. It looks pretty done. It's full carbon fiber. The body panels, the doors, the fenders, and the hood. It's all carbon fiber.
Damn.
And normally they weigh around 2,400, 2,600. It's only weighing around 1,900, 1,800.
Damn, that's really good.
Yeah.
The power to weight on that must be crazy.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
So what, you know, beyond the discrimination and people maybe not taking you seriously, like when you're driving this car at 1,000 horsepower, where do you find yourself, like, maybe having the hardest time? Like, what's your biggest challenge driving a car of that stature?
I feel like the biggest challenge is, since the Utes are so long, is tandeming with short cars.
Okay.
I feel like that's my biggest challenge right now.
Is tandeming with short cars because of the length difference?
Because the length difference, yes. It's so much different.
Wow.
Does it not like transition as fast? It's not as snappy?
No. The longer cars, I feel like they transition so much quicker than the shorter cars.
Oh, I see. Because it can carry that momentum since it's swinging like a longer pivot point, I guess. That makes sense.
And so where do you see this going, man? Like, you're 15, you're drifting a 1,000 horsepower car, you only got your learner's permit, you guys are bringing 70 of these things in. Like, where does this go from here for you?
I feel like slowly just getting out of the importing and going more into racing them and going farther into racing, drifting, drag racing, and just everything, and like kind of just getting out of the Holden scene and importing and getting more into racing scene.
I see. So would you say that the sales that you're doing are kind of supporting the racing? Like, is that how it works for you?
Yes and no. It's really just based off of what the sales are and like what cars it is.
Okay, I see. So, sponsorships. Do you have any of that?
Yes, I do.
Wow, that's cool. You want to shout a few out?
I'll shout out Tick Performance, Edelbrock, Race Treads, Graphic Effects, Ignition Speed, and that's all I can remember right now.
Dang, he's got so many
He's stacked
sponsors
up.
he can't remember
He's stacked
them.
up, man.
No, that's cool,
awesome.
man. Like to be 15 and being able to experience these things, especially in a car that is not plentiful around here.
Yeah.
You know, I can't imagine, like, you know, do you get a lot of people just being like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, I'll go to gas stations and one of the Holdens, and it's always a conversation with someone, no matter what. It's always, what type of car is this, and is this an El Camino or something?
Is this a new El Camino? Oh shit!
Yeah, those are just how it is whenever we go like places, or if I'm drifting, they'll be like, you can't drive it, it's too long, it's got too much power for you, you're young, you don't know how to drive.
Damn. And so you're gonna be out here showing them they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my best out there
Yeah.
when I can go out there.
And so you've already done a little bit today, and when you walked up, you were talking about how it hadn't been a good morning. Tell us a
No.
little bit about how the morning went, man.
So I went out there and, you know, we did a routine check before we got here, and we went on our first lap out and blew our rear axle.
Oh, damn.
Off the rip.
Yep,
And
first lap out.
These aren't stock axles, right?
Yes and no. Yeah, it is basically.
Okay, so those will, well, they will kind of handle that power that you're putting out?
They should. It's just the rear axle that was in it, it's had a good life,
I see.
and it's been in there for a while.
Speaking of the suspension and axles and stuff, so do the Utes have a solid rear axle like, you know, a typical muscle car would, or do they have independent rear suspension?
Again, it depends on what you're getting.
Yeah.
Some Utes will come with like leaf spring,
I see.
and some will come with like, I feel like a lot of them that we bought have just came on coilovers already, because
Yeah.
the community over there is all about lowering their cars and
Yeah, they are.
just getting them ready for like whatever shows they have over there.
Burnout competitions.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever drifted against another Ute?
No, I have not. I wish I could see that day come, but I don't know anybody who has a drift Ute in the U.S.
Okay. I think I saw you pull out in a green one yesterday. What is that?
So that one is a 2016 Spitfire Green Holden Ute Redline.
What's the red line mean?
So Redline, it's just it's like a package that comes with for like an interior package. So
Okay.
it's kind of just like, it's close to a base model, but it's an LS3 that comes with a tune and like exhaust and coils already.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Do they all come with the same motor? I don't know nothing about these cars.
No, the older ones we've got tend to come with 5.7s, LS1s, and then the newer ones have tended to come with LS3s, and then some have V6s. It really
wow.
just depends.
Dang, so there's a lot of options. It wasn't
Oh,
really
yeah.
a one-size-fits-all type deal.
Do you know
Wow.
what comes in the Ford, the Falcon?
The Ford Falcon, the engines that go in those are Barras.
Okay, the Barrett.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's what everyone calls like the Ford 2JZ. And
The
stuff.
2JZ killer.
Yeah. Dude, those are insane. And
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an insane engine. They can take a ton of power. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Australia just has like a different flavor that
Uh-huh.
they build even their stock cars with.
Yeah, it's really just like it's stuff that they can't do over there. Like, they're not allowed to lift their trucks up high or
Yeah.
slam their cars or put big engines or loud exhaust on theirs, but they'll prepare for a week of like just a big car show, and they'll just have a fully built engine ready for 1 week of a big car show, and they just let them do it the entire time.
Yeah, and they'll put a big blower on it.
Oh
right?
yeah,
And
they'll
have it out
put
the
a
hood.
huge blower, or they'll have the Barras with the twin turbos and
Yeah.
everything.
Dude, that's sick. Australia.
What's the Barra? Like, I don't know nothing about
So a
it.
Barra, it's a straight inline six, and it comes stock with a turbo. Depending, and it can also depend on power. There's a blue cap, there's a red cap, there's a green cap, and there's a white cap.
Oh, wow.
So each cap has like a different meaning, and like how much horsepower it can hold, if it takes E85, 93, or propane. There's a propane one that I've heard of.
You guys have never gotten those.
No, we've only gotten the red tops so far.
Okay.
And so what? That's a 4. Is it a 4 liter? It's
yeah,
pretty big.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
a pretty big one
Yeah.
for an inline 6, right? Damn, that's crazy.
That is crazy. I didn't even really realize that was a thing. You
Yeah.
know, that they had these pretty much tougher than 2J motors, and
Yeah.
we don't get them here, right?
Nope, not at all. It's really just Australia exclusive, and you can get them here, but you got to import them.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's too bad some of these things that we just don't get. You know, we never got the RB over here. We never get the Barrow. They just
Right.
keep these things from us. It's like, come on.
Man.
Oh yeah.
Man, so, okay, I know you're trying to get out of importing, but can we tell the audience, like, if they want a Holden, you know, somebody that's listening, they're like, dude, I've always wanted to just look like an Aussie just sliding around in this place.
Yeah.
Can they still get one from you?
Currently, yes, we have around 20 right now
What?
that we're
You
trying
have
to sell.
20?
And there's a couple other people that are real popular and famous with them
Okay.
that you can get them from too.
So what does the Other Guyzz mean?
The Other Guyzz, it really just started off as like not a lot of people have Holdens, not a lot of people knew about them, and then the Other Guyzz became a group of people that have them in the U.S., people we've sold them to, and it's only people that's right-hand drive, true Holdens.
Okay, so it's almost like a group.
Yeah, it's basically kind of like a group.
No
Wow.
rebadged Pontiacs.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Unless it came from Australia. Like a buddy here, he has a right-hand drive Caprice imported from Australia,
No shit.
and he's in the group. But like if it was a G8 from Australia or a Commodore, known
Yeah.
as like a Holden Commodore,
Yeah.
they can be in the group.
Yeah.
That's what the name's for.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty cool. Is there, like, socials that we can
Oh, yeah.
find you on? Let's hear them.
It's the.other.guyzz with 2 Z's, and then me, I have a motorsports account called Ansley DM for DM my last name, and that Kelly Metzmaker on Facebook. That's really
pretty
it.
cool. So where do you see your drift career going from here?
I hope it goes more towards like competitions, Formula Drift, Pro-Am, Pro Spec, go
Yeah.
through all the stages and get farther in that.
That's pretty cool. Where are you located?
I am located here in Nashville.
Oh, you are. You're a local guy.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So you might, if you're in or around Nashville, you just might see this guy whipping a Holden, but his dad's gonna be in the passenger seat because he can't quite drive it alone yet, right? Sometimes he sneak it off, hit the gas station.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't telling nobody.
Yeah.
Man, Ansley, this is cool, man. I like the surprise that you're a young guy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually really excited about that because you're the next generation of enthusiasts that, whether it's Holdens or GTRs or Hondas, you guys are the ones that are going to carry this forward for us.
Oh yeah.
Last question. Do you see your generation being into this as much as the previous generations?
Honestly, I feel like no. I feel like I haven't seen many people getting more into cars and drifting. I feel like it's just slowly declined, and bringing these cars in, yeah, people might bring in some cars, but there's not going to be people out there who just knows how to do it.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's kind of sad, just in that sense, the decline, and obviously there's a lot more in 2025 to be into than there was in 1999, right?
Yeah.
There's just so much to be into and so much to try to be successful with. But dude, we wish you the best of luck. We're always cheering on the youngins, man, because it's like we were you at one point, except we weren't because our dads were not letting us drift 1,000
No
horsepower
way,
cars
dude.
at 15. So like hella props to you, dude. We'll be
Oh,
out
yeah.
there on the fence cheering you on, dude.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Dude, we appreciate you coming on for sure.
For sure.
For episode 149. I'm Bobby, this is Aaron, and this
See ya.
is Ansley.
See ya.
See ya.
Peace.